horse's ass. You can't never find shit when you need it. Little bit of wet sanding. Welcome back, folks, to the house that never sleeps. Today we're going to work on binding. I'll bring you over and show you up closer. I already showed this, but I'll show you up closer before we start. I'm going to use the old trusty new tool the wife donated. And I'm going to use a tiny X-Acto knife and just to work along that binding as I heat it and, you know, separate it from the guitar. Now I can see it's been pulled loose and re-glued up to about here, and on this direction to about right there. I need to pull enough of it loose that I can heat it and stretch it enough till it will reach back up here, because if I try to shove that up there and make it go, it's going to break. Or if I go trying to pull it loose, it's going to break the bindings. That's what's going to happen. Soften it up with the hair dryer, and I'll take the X-Acto knife, and while the glue's hot, remove as much of it as possible. It should scrape away pretty easy with a good sharp knife like that. And that'll save me a whole lot of cleaning. Getting the old glue, I don't know what they used. It looks like, it kind of looks like a hot glue gun. I'm thinking that's what it is. But anyways, want to get as much of that as we can off of there. And I'll move you in here, bring you on in closer so you can see what's going on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Here's what I am going to use. Just a small X-Acto knife. I'm going to heat this. Like I say, I can see where the binding has been pulled loose up to about right there. And it's loose now here. They've glued it back. And then it has been pulled loose. I can see glue back to about right here. Now I don't really need to pull, you know, any more than that off. But I need to pull that much off, like I say, so I can heat it and stretch it enough to get it to stretch back and fill this area right here where it's come apart. So let's get on with it. Actually, I'm rehumidifying this guitar. That's going to blow away, and I don't want to put a lot of heat in or dryness inside of it because I've got water in there right now. You always want to loosen your string tension before you go applying heat to an instrument like this. You don't want to do this with the guitar under stress from the strings. Reduce as much stress as you possibly can. I'm going to use the dull side of this knife . Enormous amount of glue in there. Just want to clean that out while we're hot. Yeah, it's hot glue. They used a hot glue gun on it, but it is coming off. Hard to believe someone would use something like that on a guitar this nice. You know, if you're going to pay the bucks and own an expensive guitar, if you don't know how to do the work to it, that whatever it needs, then don't do this stuff, man. Because when you do send it to someone like me, or a luthier, I'm not a luthier by the way, but when you do send it to someone that can repair it, it just makes it that much harder for us, you know. I'm not going to pull that loose back here. I've changed my mind. No, I got all the glue out of that, but that's really getting bad. So what I'm going to do is just heat the shit out of it. I got to heat this up, okay? I got to get this really hot so it will bend back in there and all the way up into this area. And I'll tape it then. Heat this up, tape it in, and then we will glue it. Let's do it! That is such a shame that this guitar that happened to it. Really, really, really is a shame that they used hot glue on it. Come on, man. You can't be serious. Hot glue. Well, she's in there, folks. Now, we just need to glue it. I just wanted to show you how this thin just disappears when it goes, how it absorbs it. Can you see that? As soon as it hits the crack or the opening where we know there is an opening, it disappears. It just absorbs it like a sponge, man. While we are waiting, I just took a single edge razor blade, and this like really heavy glue here on the top. I laid the blade down and just started doing this. And it's shaving that glue right off of there. That old glue that they had on it. Q-Ball has made the scene, folks. She's here. What are you doing, Q? Let me turn that over. Yeah, see that? It's not that thick, but this will thin it down. There's a big gob there. This will thin it down until I can at least sand it out and buff it off the rest of it. I think. Hot glue gun. Lots of hot glue. Hot glue! Somebody was asking me if they sent me their guitar, how long would I have it? And I said, well, that depends on how much work I have at the time. Could be 2 weeks to a month even. Because when I send guitars or instruments back, you know, a lot of times if you're making a lot of changes, that guitar needs to settle down. The wood moves and things change. You know, you can set them up, send them off, in 2 weeks they need set up again for, you know, once they settle down from all the major changes they went through. So it could be, I'm not saying in every case it's going to be a month, but I'm saying it depends on how much work I have at the time and what I'm doing to your guitar. And by the way, a lot of you asked me about that. If you want to send me your instrument, get in touch with me on Facebook. Don't message me on YouTube because I never get notified. I go in there when I think of it and check messages, and then sometimes there's messages been in there for 3 weeks, man. I can't remember your username exactly, dude, but it's something like Tall Thin Kev or Thin Tall Kev. Drink more beer. I've been letting this sandpaper soak overnight, and put a drop of dishwashing liquid in that water. I'm soaking the sandpaper in here, and I'm just going around this in small, really light circular motions to get that glue off of there, where someone used a hot glue gun on this and they got hot glue all over everything. And this is working quite nicely. Yes, sir. Getting rid of the sloppy glue job that I did not do. I get very nervous when doing this to an old expensive Martin like this. Yeah, it's already, that really looks a lot better. The glue's almost gone. There's some right here too. Sandpaper. Can't keep the sandpaper wet, baby. And it's a key factor to keep your sandpaper wet. I'm using an eraser here just to try to stay as flat as I can, keep the surface as flat. I don't want to burn through the finish. Sure do not want to do that. I do want to get rid of that old glue though. That's pretty much all of the glue. Wet the sandpaper again. I see a little tiny bit left on there yet, but it's not very much. A little bit here, a little bit there, here, and up here, but I don't want to sand much more in this area. I've tried naphtha on this, and I'm afraid to try acetone on this finish. I just, you know, one of my Martin guitars I've had in a stand with a rubber around the where the guitar touches it, and the rubber on the stand chemically react with the finish. So, you know, a lot of crazy shit can happen, man, when it comes to Martin finishes like that. That's about all I'm going to go with that, I think. I'll just buff that back out. I'm going to think about it. That's what I'm going to do. Let's think about it, baby. I used this, put it on my grinder. I've got pads that go on here. And I buffed the entire guitar with it. And buffed it off, most of it. All of it I could get off. Let me show you how the binding looks there now. I think it looks way better than it did if I can keep the light from glaring on it. Yeah, clean the whole entire guitar out. It looks 100% better. Linseed oil on the fretboard. It's all nice and clean and shiny now. So the only thing left to do now is put a pick guard on it. I didn't have the color of material that he wanted, so I ordered a pick guard, and it's not here yet. So next video on this guitar, we will put the new pick guard on, string it up, and do a good demo with it. Got some good news also. I got to go ahead on the Guild F50 guitar. We'll start work on it real soon now. So watch for those videos. They're coming soon. First thing we're going to do is rip that broken truss rod out. I have to remove the fretboard and get down in there and take the old truss rod out and install a new. Hopefully I can get a two-way adjustable rod and put back in there. And but that's on videos to come. You will see one more video on this one, and then we're going to start back into the Guild. So stay tuned. Cheers and peace to y'all. I appreciate it, and I'll see you then. Hold on. Yes, you're a good girl. Yeah, it's okay. You can settle down. Ooh. I love you too. Good girl. Good. Yeah, tell him you love him. Yes, sir. Good.